Welcome all to Chasing Tents. My name is Abhi. Thanks for joining me, everyone. This video is all about the GoPro 10 and most importantly, the very relevant and much needed software upgrade they've had, plus a accessory hardware upgrade, and I'm going to simplify every single benefit and feature of the GoPro 10 because I think now is the right time to buy the GoPro 10. A lot of people have asked me the question, shall we buy the GoPro 10? And I've said, you know what, wait until the software upgrade happens, or maybe a hardware upgrade happens, because the overheating issue was bothering a lot of people. Now, I've been a massive avid user of GoPro Hero 4 Silver, Hero 4 Black, Hero 7 Black, and obviously an Insta360. But you kind of notice the trend here. I don't really buy a GoPro straight away if it's launched. I wait and wait to see if there's a massive upgrade. So you can tell from a 4 to a 7, and from 7 I'm going to go to a 10. So I've used the 10. I borrowed it from a mate and used it for a few weeks, and I've really come to a really good conclusion, especially with the software upgrade. Everything is going to make a lot of sense to you, and I'm going to simplify it in a very simple terminology so everyone can understand. Now, it is going to be concentrated a little bit more towards the motorbike side of things, also the track day kind of racing side of things as well. How GoPro is fantastic for that. So please stay with me here. Let's start with the software upgrade, because this is the most important part of this video, because this has completely transformed the GoPro 10 and all the issues it was having. So let's talk about this software upgrade very quickly, but we'll use very simple terminology. Now, loads of people were complaining that their GoPro 10 was overheating and the battery wasn't lasting very long. So GoPro with this upgrade has given it some features, some modes more importantly. So number one, the mode they've given is a tripod mode. With the tripod or stationary mode, the GPS turns off automatically. So at the moment, the camera's on tripod. It doesn't need GPS because we're not moving. Hence, it massively cuts down the overheating aspect as GPS is turned off, especially with prolonged use. Then you've got the battery saving mode, where it only does what you tell it to do. It turns off everything else. So if I want to record in 1080p HD, it only does that, and everything else, all the 4K, 5.3 and everything else in the background turns off, so the battery really lasts very long. Then they've given it the big kahuna bundle, which is the maximum performance mode. So loads of people want 5.3K full everything, great FPS, all sorts. So they will get the full power. Obviously the battery will not last long, but they will have everything at their disposal to do whatever they want to do. Then they've introduced some performance stuff. So you've got ultra slow motion mode. So people who really want to do slow motion stuff, they can really do that. And also they've now got different presets. So for example, I'm in a vlogging room doing vlogging. So I've got vlogging mode with particular settings which are perfect for vlogging. Then motor vlogging settings, when you're wearing the camera or putting the camera on a motorbike, different camera settings for that. Then you can have cinematics if you're out and about doing landscaping. Portrait mode, great for Instagram. You can use the camera as a webcam for office, or in your car if you're driving. Different scenarios can have different presets with perfect settings which suit you. And finally, they've done some bug fixes like I mentioned before, and also some improvement in user interface. Okay, let's talk about some accessory hardware upgrade. Now, battery has been upgraded. There is a Enduro battery now. Now that battery lasts 40% longer in the same temperature condition as the normal battery. So if you are operating the normal battery at 25 degrees, okay, at a racetrack, Jerez, lovely, 25 degrees, the same Enduro battery will last 40% longer. Also in cold weather, it's better performing, and in hot weather, it's better performing, and it charges 13% quicker. But the most intriguing and important part here is the price is exactly the same as the normal battery. So they're not charging premium price for this Enduro battery. It is an absolute no-brainer. You get one battery with GoPro, it's worth getting another one or two, so you might as well get the Enduro battery now. Okay, let's talk about the benefits and features of GoPro 10 and why you should buy it. I've been asked this question a lot, and I have not made a video yet deliberately because I was waiting for the software upgrade, and we've already talked about that. So let's start by talking about the size. So the GoPro 10 is actually slightly bigger than this GoPro 7, but what you need to remember is with the media mod, if you've got the media mod on the, so media mod is similar to this. This is like a case for a GoPro 7 with the media mod on, and this is a GoPro 7's mic adapter case and everything. It's actually similar size. So if you're going to mount it on your helmet, with the GoPro 7 and 8 where you had to carry all this crap, with the GoPro 10 you just have a media mod, which is a very clean look, and the size is actually not bad. And the weight with, for example, this and your cord shoe and your mic adapter, which is GoPro only and quite a lot of money and is hardly available anywhere all the time, with all these three things together, the actual weight is very similar. So in terms of kind of weight and stuff like that and size, they're very similar when they are fully loaded with their individual media modi things. So let's talk about the video quality and the color settings in this. Now, like I said before in the video, I'm keeping things very simple. Terminology is very basic. If you want to really go into depth of frames per second, 5.3K, 4K, there's loads of people doing detailed reviews of actual video quality. What I'm going to tell you here is, compared to a Hero 7 or a Hero 8 where you only got like flat mode and a GoPro mode, here you have like an extra vibrant mode. So let me make things simple. Put your camera on vibrant mode, put it on your bike, and it's actually pretty good. If you want to really experiment with different filters and different settings, feel free to watch different videos. But in terms of the actual video footage and the actual quality and the processing, everything is now doubled. With the new GP2 processor, it's twice as fast as the GoPro 9 even, okay? So you get the double of everything. So if the previous camera was doing 4K at 60 frames per second, this does 4K at 120. Okay, next is image stabilization. Now, again, I'm going to keep it simple. Hypersmooth 4.0 in this camera is absolutely brilliant, especially with the GP2 engine. It processes things so fast, and the smoothness, or even if you're running, you're walking, you're on a horse, you're on a motorbike, it's brilliant. The only thing I would say is using Hypersmooth now for about a year and a half, the sense of speed is a bit less. So you might have seen some racers putting camera here and they're moving like this on the bike. So the sense of speed you can get with a bit of juddering, a bit of air buffering and all sorts. With the Hypersmooth, when the especially when the camera is stationary on the yoke of your bike or behind you, the sense of speed is less, but the footage is absolutely smooth, and you can't really even tell that the camera is on a shaky place, which is a yoke of the bike. Even like on the fairing of the bike, some people really kind of put it with really strong adhesive, and it just doesn't judder at all. Can it be used for vlogging? Absolutely yes. Now, when I started YouTube in 2019 around March, this is all I had, Hero 7 Black, and that's all I did for all my track days, for all my vlogging, for all my kind of pan, zoom with my hand and all sorts. And it's brilliant because you don't need a gimbal. The stabilization is fantastic, and you can really do a lot with this. One thing I would say, if you've got the media mod, the mic is front facing. So if you're going to be behind the camera like this, it doesn't capture the sound very clearly. It's a bit muffled. However, when the camera is facing you and the mic is facing you, it's absolutely brilliant. In terms of a vlogging camera as such, I've used this for about a year as a vlogging camera, and this is a 7. 10 is much better. So as a vlogging camera, it's brilliant. You can use it for vlogging, for YouTube, or general life stuff, and just you can store the footage for your own records, and it is perfect for vlogging. Okay, let's talk about the horizon lock mode. Now, this is a very interesting mode. You must have seen some camera footage on a motorbike where the bike is leaning, but the camera is actually still. The mode is still, is filming straight, but you can actually see the bike leaning. This is called the horizon mode. Now, it can do this at an angle of up to 45 degrees. So when you are leaning the bike, the camera angle stays straight, and you really get the sense of the lean, especially with the lens mode. I think it's called the max lens mode. It goes on top. At the moment, the max lens mode isn't working on the GoPro 10 because they are working in the background. It's got a 155-degree range of view. So but let me tell you a top tip. When it does start working, when they do get their head around it, so if you've got a GoPro 9, it works, it's fine. On a GoPro 10 with that special max lens, it doesn't work. But with the next upgrade, which is due on the first week of December 2021, it should start working, and they're also going to give you more features with that upgrade as well. So what that does is gets a wider field of view, so 155 degrees field of view, and again it works like a bit like a 360 degree, and no matter what you do, say holding the camera, it keeps you absolutely still. So this kind of mode is absolutely brilliant. So let's not talk about the lens mode at the moment. We'll just talk about the mode where the camera stays still, and even if your bike is leaning, it gives you that perfect lean, and the footage looks absolutely stunning. Slow motion. Now slow motion with this GoPro 10 is amazing because you've got more frames per second, and you can really capture great slow motion footage. Now with the new upgrade to the software, like I mentioned earlier, you now have ultra slow motion as well, which is brilliant. Battery life. So let's talk about the battery life. Battery life on this camera isn't as great as it should be, hence the introduction of the Enduro battery, and hence they are not charging you more money for it, because this battery should have been already coming with this camera in the first place. Because of the GP2 faster processor, it really sucks. No matter what upgrade they do to the software, it really sucks a lot from the battery, this camera does, because of that GP2 faster processor. But like I said to you before, just buy that Enduro battery alongside your normal battery and you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, let's talk about data sharing between your phone and the camera. Now let me keep it simple. Before, you used to use Wi-Fi to share data between your phone and the camera. You can still do that. However, now they've introduced simple USB between your phone and the camera, and the data transfers pretty quickly. I think this is a really good thing, because with the new processor, the new camera, even one photo is 19 megabytes. Imagine 4K, imagine 5.3K. You know how much bigger the files would be. So having a wired system and easy transfer of photos and footage from your phone to the GoPro is a welcome addition. Next is tone mapping in videos. Now things are getting a little complicated here, but it really resonates well with motorbiking, especially with horizon leveling. What I mean by that is, so if you're on a racetrack or on a road, you turn in and the sun is there straight away, the camera quickly adjusts the tone and everything to adjust that kind of bright sun and the rest of the footage. So let me give you a great example. You are on a racetrack, you come up the crest, the sun is there. The camera now will adjust so quickly that you can still see everything on your dash of your motorbike, because it's adjusted that kind of the sun and the tone of the kind of whole video, and it's really brought everything into perspective, so you are not heavily glared by the sun and you can still see everything. And I think this is a really good addition. Okay, let's talk about the night mode, especially for motorbikers. Great thing is natural motion blur during night mode. Also, what you get is hardly any graining. As long as your settings are great for night mode, you don't really get much graining, plus bigger dynamic range. So also the camera adjusts to different lighting. It really understands you've entered a kind of a area with no street lights, then suddenly you've got street lights and stuff like that. So everything gets adjusted very quickly. So this camera is really well kind of suited for night mode riding. Okay, next is the introduction of hydrophobic lens. So I'm going to keep things simple again. It's like coating and coating and coating of Rain-X on your lens. So any water which comes on the lens just slips away. The only thing GoPro says is don't lick it and clean it. I've seen loads of people licking this lens and cleaning it because it's scratch resistant. People really take the piss out of the lens because they can do all sorts. But if you lick the screen, the lens of the GoPro 10, the hydrophobicness of it really disappears with time. The whole point of this is to not let the water sit on the lens. It just completely slips away, just like Rain-X on your windscreen. So yeah, better not lick it and enjoy the hydrophobic lens. Taking photos with your GoPro 10. Now this is again sublime, because 23.6 megapixel you get on every single mode. So even if you're 1080p, 4K, 5.3, anything, you still get 23.6 megapixel. Every photo is nearly 20 megabytes compared to 14 megabytes before. So you really get crisp pictures, really good quality pictures. The only thing is, obviously, you don't have the live zoom in, zoom out stuff. But again, you know, the pictures are really, really good, and they really look professional. And especially if you are into after editing and stuff like that, the pictures can look absolutely stunning. Okay, in summary, like I said before, I've kept things really simple, precise, brief, unlike my other videos where I really go into detail with a lot of stuff. If you really want to go into frames per second and what settings to use for what, there's plenty of videos out there, but I really wanted to do a tick box exercise. I wanted to tell you this camera is now ready to be bought because all the bugs are now nearly gone, or if not gone. It doesn't overheat, the battery lasts longer, there's a new battery now. So there are so many things to look forward to on a purchase of this camera, and it's perfect for those people who just want to get a camera, put it on vibrant mode, put it on their bike, job done. And you know what, guys, I wouldn't, you know, I do so many YouTube videos on the track day, I wouldn't really go into 5.3K, 4K for the sake of it. I've got a MacBook Pro. It boils really hot, and I try to edit or work with 4K footage. So you just keep things simple. 2.7K is fine. 1080p HD is fine. This is getting recorded at 1080p HD. I normally do most of my stuff at 1080p HD, but I know things have moved on and people have moved to 4K and stuff like that. But keep things simple. The way I've done it with this video, you know, great time to buy this camera. In 3 weeks time, they're doing another upgrade on the software where the max lens mode will be able to, people will be able to use that. The software will be upgraded for that to be used. And also they're giving some more features. So, you know, things are getting better and better. And I think with this GP2 processor, they really hit the nail on the head. This processor should have been on the GoPro 9 on the first place, because so many people have had issues with the GoPro 9. This one with the 10, even the kind of smoothness is just like an iPhone, you know, sorry Android people, but you know, you know, with the GoPro 9, when you are going through different screens, there's a bit of a lag, there's a bit of a delay. This processor, the GP2 processor, is made for the GoPro 10, and it's really put this camera where it belonged. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like the video if you like what I do, if you found this video helpful, if you found it of any benefit whatsoever. If you like this video, what happens, other people who want to watch motorbiking stuff get this video prompted on their YouTube timeline, and a comment will be lovely as well. Look after yourself, take care, and thanks for watching.